You ever feel like you're just running on fumes? Not physically tired, but just emotionally drained. Like you're carrying the weight of everyone's expectations on your shoulders. Your business, your family, your team. You don't even remember last time you just took a breath. I know that feeling all too well. In fact, I once pushed myself so far that I thought the only way out was just to quit everything, my business, my marriage, even my life. So here's the truth, I didn't need to quit, I just needed a reset. And if you're watching this right now, I bet that that's what you need as well. So let me give you this reset guide that really works. It's not just a fluffy self care tip, but practical ways to recharge your emotional battery and come back even stronger. So let's get right at it. So, step one is to call out the crash. You see, most entrepreneurs, most high achievers, we don't even want to admit that we're emotionally crashing. We muscle through, we slap on this fake smile, we pretend everything's fine. On the surface, it may look good, but you dig one layer deeper, everything's falling apart. But the first step to a real reset is self awareness. You've got to say, I'm not doing okay right now. And that's fine to be able to say that. You know, years ago when I shut down my business, I had $120,000 in debt. I had 7 lawsuits against me. I had a home in foreclosure. My whole world felt like it was falling apart. And I was pretending to everyone else that I was holding it together. But inside, I was just an absolute mess. It didn't really start to heal until I admitted out loud to everyone that I was overwhelmed. And that honestly was the trigger for everything else. Everything started to improve after that. So if that's you right now, it's time to be honest with yourself. All right, step two is to step out of the noise. When you're drowning emotionally, you can't reset in the same environment that is burning you out. You need a physical shift as well. So that doesn't mean a 3 week vacation in Cabo. It just means shutting off your phone, taking a long walk, working outside of your normal environment. Maybe choose a coffee shop instead of your office. You see, noise is the enemy of clarity. So you must step away from that noise to really start to improve. So get quiet, even if it's just for 30 minutes, and you'll be shocked as to how your nervous system will begin to reset. And before we get to our third technique, I wanted to hear from a few of you. What is one small thing that helps you find a moment of calm in a chaotic day? It could be absolutely anything. Share it in the comments below. Your simple trick may be the exact something that someone else in our community needs to hear today. So let's help each other out by building a bigger toolkit. Step three, you've got to reset your mental state with small wins. You see, most of us, we think that a mental reset means that we've got to overhaul everything. Wrong. The fastest way to reset emotionally is to create a couple of quick wins for yourself. That might mean clearing off your desk, hitting the gym, making one important phone call you've been putting off. So it could be something as simple as even just cooking a healthy meal for yourself. You see, these small wins, they tell your brain that you're back in control. And that sense of control is what breaks the spiral of overwhelm. So, what's one small win you can claim for yourself today? All right, step four, let's talk it out. Now, this one can be really tough, especially for the dudes out there. We're raised to believe that we should just suck it up and deal with it. But bottling up your emotions is like shaking this soda bottle. Eventually, it's going to explode. So find a trusted person, a mentor, a spouse, coach, friend, family member, somebody to just let it out. Yeah, I would not be where I am today if I hadn't learned to lean into the relationships of those trusted advisors I had in my network. They're the ones that pulled me out of some really dark times. And I promise you, every time I've shared my struggles, instead of being judged like I initially thought I would be, I felt lighter. Talking about this, it's kind of like opening a pressure valve. Finally, step five is you got to anchor yourself back to your purpose. The most powerful reset isn't about just calming down, it's about remembering why you're doing what you're doing to begin with. What are you fighting for? When I felt like I was completely drowning, what really solidified my future wasn't just some magical tactic, it was gaining perspective, realizing that my purpose was bigger than my problems. My wife, my kids, my mission to help other entrepreneurs, that's what reminded me that my story wasn't over yet. So when you re anchor yourself to your purpose, the weight shifts from I can't do this to it matters way too much for me to quit. So if you're in this place right now, if you feel like your emotional tank is just empty, remember this: call out the crash, step out of the noise, create some small wins, and talk it out. And then finally, anchor back into your purpose. That's your reset guide, not theory. That's what saved me when I was ready to give up. And if you found value in this, do me a favor, don't just keep it to yourself. Share this with another entrepreneur who might be carrying a silent burden. Because sometimes the greatest gift we can give someone is that reminder that they are not alone. And if this video was helpful and you want to learn more about managing your stress and building a more resilient, peaceful life and business, please consider subscribing. Your support means the world to me. Thanks for taking this time to yourself today. You definitely deserve it.